Greetings, everyone. Greetings, everyone. This is Cassandra Floyd, also known as the Daughter of the Fates. I am back as promised to do a reading tonight, a live reading. Oh, shoot. Okay. A live reading for preparation for this week. This lunar eclipse coming on Saturday. And I just want to tell you, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So I want to reiterate some things. First, so you know, greetings, Sister Rwanda. I want to tell you, I'm going to try to be a little bit more mindful this week of myself and my self-preparation and my self-care in preparation for this lunar eclipse, this blood moon coming on this Saturday. And the reason I'm saying this is the last week that I did this, which was greetings, Frank. Last time that I did this was in preparation for the solar eclipse. And I went in every night doing live readings, doing updates, teaching you rituals to use for your nights of magical workings. And I was doing 2 lives a day, an hour in the afternoon with reading of Pure West, an hour, and sometimes, most nights it was 2 hours doing the readings. I don't know that I have it in me. Greetings, Lotus Flower. I'll be honest, I don't know that I have it in me this week. I have scheduled at 9:36 on Wednesday an interview with Sister Letitia, who is a regular follower of my YouTube channel and a supporter of Temple of Evolutionary Emergence. That's going to be a great interview. I am going to stick to that commitment. That'll be at 9:36 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Wednesday that I interview her on the role of exotic dance and the worship of the goddess. And that should be a really, really dope interview. I'm very excited about it. I will encourage you all to book readings with me this week. So I offer 30-minute or 60-minute readings. I read the I Ching. I read the Medicine Woman Inner Guide Tarot deck. And I also do on the left side of my brain, I'm an acupuncturist. And so I also do full wellness consultations, which last an hour. It is a complete intake and consultation with a write-up. After we do the consultation, we do the intake, I do a complete write-up for you and email that to you. It usually takes about 5 to 7 days for me to send that to you. That will include any herb formulas that you need to be on, a diagnosis of your condition, and an entire nutritional workup of how you need to eat for whatever your issue and conditions are. So I also do those complete wellness consultations. That's based on 5 elements theory. So if you want to know what's going on with you based on 5 elements theory, then you can also do that. The way to book an appointment with me right now is to email me at releaseheartcenter@gmail.com. releaseheartcenter@gmail.com. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to diverge from, what I see here. Instead of, instead of doing open readings this evening, which was what I was going to do, I was going to do the $11 readings, $11 a question, up to 3 questions. I'm exhausted. I'm just going to be straight up. I'm wiped, and I still have a lot to do this evening. So what I was thinking is I did not for this past Sunday. So what I think I'm going to do is do a reading for the Temple of Evolutionary Emergence today. I'm going to do a 3-card read. So this applies to all of you, everybody tuning in, everybody tuning in, everybody that is both official or unofficial members of the Temple of Evolutionary Emergence. I'm going to do a pull from both the I Ching and from the Medicine Woman deck for the temple, and then I'm going to close this down. That's what I'm going to do. I don't think that I'm going to be doing live readings every night at 9:36. I just can't. I can't. I don't have it in me. Not that I don't have it in me. So if you want to, this is a really important week to get readings. So what I would say is, again, email me at releaseheartcenter@gmail.com. releaseheartcenter@gmail.com. I do readings up till 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can get a 30-minute reading or 1-hour reading during daylight hours. It's 9:36. I've been trying to be ambitious because I like this time of the night, but I have a lot to do this week. And 2 lives a day that last over an hour is it's a lot. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull for the temple. I'm going to go over what the pull of the temple is. This applies to all of you. So if you want to make a donation, that's great. Those of you who are tuning in via YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook can see the methods with which you can make a donation scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Those of you tuning in via IG, you can make a donation at Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, or Cashapp. If you are interested in making a donation and you're tuning in from IG, just shoot me a message here live, and I'll give you the information. Tell me how you want to make your donation, and I will tell you how to do that. In the meantime, I'm going to do this poll for us to see what we have in store for us this week. Those of us who are, world changers and trying to power up on this. Okay, all right then. Oh my God. All right. This is really interesting. Really interesting. Let's see what the I Ching has to say. Fascinating. The I Ching pull for last week was off the chain, baby. That was something else. See how many people we got tuning in. So can't see everybody that's tuning in. For those of you who are tuning in from YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. See, there's a few of you on IG. So I'm pulling from both decks tonight just for the temple. I'm going to do a quick read. Then I am going to prepare to go to bed. I am exhausted. And I'm in that phase in between consciousness and sleep. You feel me? All right. So we have interesting pull from the medicine woman deck. All stones cards. All stones cards. So let's talk about the stones. I've given you general overviews as we've worked with the medicine woman deck. That the stones in this deck are the minor arcana that are associated with the pentacles in the traditional deck. The reason I want to talk to you about it because there's a reason that all stones have fallen, which almost never happens. The stones correspond with the pentacles, and the pentacles are always about your wealth. It's not just the stones are always about your wealth, not just your material wealth, about your human equity. You understand? Those that are around you, your people, your squad, your inner circle. You feel me? It's about your intellectual wealth, right? It is about your what do you call it? Your skills, the acquisition of skills over your lifetime, right? It's your experiences and what those experiences have taught you. This is all the things that the stone represents. Your accumulated wealth, right? And so here we have pulled 3 stone cards. I only did a 3-card throw. All 3 cards are stones. One of the cards I have pulled 3 times over the last week and a half, well, last 2 weeks that I've been doing readings for individuals, you know. So I want to talk a little bit about the stones. Okay. So the stones represent the power of the earth or the earth's body. All the resources, all physicality, material things, foods, goods, your own body, from dust or earth, all things were made, and to dust, earth, they will return. Everything is made of earth's elements: wood, metal, air, water, and fire. All of these things make up the energy and the essence of the stones. So the first card that we pulled, I also pulled, was it for the, I think it was for the temple service. I pulled the Totem of Stones. The Totem of Stones is also known as the snakes, the crawlers. Okay. Ooh. Childhood. Okay, so let me show you how the card. This is the card for those of you who are tuning in via YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. This is the Totem of the Stones. You see the little ear of corn breaking through the stony earth to sprout forward. Those of you tuning in via IG, you see this beautiful, rich, dense earth. And despite the stoniness, that little ear of corn is making her way to the surface. You feel me? This particular card, I talked to you guys about when I was telling you one of the rituals to do and to get into the habit of doing, which I did today. Didn't even know this card was gonna fall, but today was the day I had to go make my offering to Hecate or Hecate, however you choose to pronounce her name, the energy of the triple goddess, Hecate. And I told you guys, I don't know if you recall last week, but that the goddess Hecate, and the reason that I started consciously doing offerings to Hecate over a year ago is because her story resonated with me so much. The keeper of the crossroads. She who she who cares for and governs the realm of the crawlers. That's the card. She's like, look, y'all, I have to care for the little people. I have to care for the little ones. You know, remember I told you that, you know, even though she likes pretty stuff like all the goddesses do, cakes and cookies, wine, candy, and stuff like that, what she loves most are those things that can feed these things that we typically revere with bile, right? The maggots and the worms, the earthworms and the snakes, those things that lay below the belly of the earth, even those things that help break down the macro into the micro so that the micro can then refeed and re-nourish the macro. And so today I made my offering to Hecate, and this card falls, the totem of stones. It says here, I'm just going to read this lesson from the card. I didn't last week, but it's one that I should read to you. We are keepers of the planets. Study the creatures that crawl the earth, turning dirt into soil, composting waste. The smallest of all life forms, the tiniest crawlers, are necessary to break down the larger forms that are no longer needed. Disintegration, come on, y'all, come on in. Disintegration, death, and transformation are a part of the cycle of life. The snake has always been seen as the symbol of eternal energy and transformation. Healing comes by destruction. Healing comes by destruction and rebirth. The old skin is shed and a new one is ready. Life continues. Learn from the creatures who live in the earth's body. They are humble and mighty. They are humble and mighty. So for this week in particular, not just this week, this period of weeks, this eclipse season that started, it's timely that we get this card. It's timely that we get this card. This whole month, September 30th until the end of the month. Because September 30th to the end of the month is the month for the honoring of the dead, the realm of the unseen, with Pluto stationing direct on October 10th, 1010 portal, the governess of the realm of the unseen. This card is timely because what it does is forces us to focus our attention on the unseen and on the majesty of the power of the unseen. Here she makes the analogy of the crawlers, of the tiniest creatures, those that are humble in their infinitesimal smallness. They are mighty because they deconstruct everything, break it down to its barest form, and reuse it so that it can regenerate all that is, right? So it's just wonderful. It's timely. Greetings, Asia. It's timely and wonderful that this be the first card that we throw in today. No plan. I was just like, you know what? Since I'm going to clean out my refrigerator, I might as well compile some stuff to go give to Hecate. Let me just go ahead and I made a ritual of it. I pulled a bag together. Because I told y'all, what does she love more than anything? Our refuse. Those things that we would throw in the trash, our produce ends, our scrap food that we would just throw in the garbage and it would just, turn into carbon dioxide in a landfill. She wants the refuse. She wants that which can feed the tiniest and mightiest creatures on earth. The crawlers, the snakes, the maggots, the flies, the gnats, all of those things that clean up, break down, and nourish, right? And so I'm just so grateful because I hate cleaning out my refrigerator. You feel me? But I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead. That'll be my excuse. Clean out my refrigerator and go make an offering to Hecate. And so I went up to Griffith Park. I went on a nice little walk before our 5 o'clock reading and made my offering to Hecate. And so the animals out there will eat well tonight. They will eat well tonight. And that is where the blessing is. Remember me telling you that? That in Ifa tradition, when part of the ashe, or let me say this, when you make an offering, the ashe is multiplied. The power of the ashe is multiplied when animals come to retrieve the offering. When the offering, greetings, Chaley, I'm well. When animals can come and gobble up the offering that you have made to the mothers, baby, your offering has multiplied in its power. And so, baby, when I tell you the animals ate good today, because I took a big old bag of my refuse to the goddess today, out to the woods, not far from my house, right up here to Griffith Park. Walked down the little back trail and handed it right to the water. You understand? So, that's something to be mindful of this week, this whole month. Oh, thank you. She says she loves my bookshelves. There's many, many more. There's 2 giant ones in my bedroom, 2 giant ones across the way in the living room, a big giant one in my workroom. I got about 2,000 books in this house, you feel me? In this apartment. There are more books than anything in this apartment. Anyway, so that's a word for the week, because again, this little small throw that I'm doing is for the entire temple of evolutionary emergence, and right now just everybody that's watching. So hopefully you will be fed off this information. This is a ritual for you to do this week. Be mindful. Get yourself a little paper bag. Get yourself a little container with a top on it so you don't attract any fruit flies or whatever. And whatever food scraps you accumulate this week, instead of putting them in the trash can, make a concerted effort to take those food scraps to Hecate. You can take them to a tree, you can take them to a crossroads, but being mindful that what you are doing is making an offering that feeds her domain, the domain of the crawlers. The domain of the crawlers. Because here the card says, we are the keepers of the planet. We are the keepers of the planet. What does this mean? Care for the crawlers. Care for those humble and great creatures that maintain the harmony and the balance of the planet. You understand? That's what the offering does to Hecate. So that's a great way. And this is part of the healing. What does she say? Disintegration, death, and transformation are all a part of the cycle of life. Healing comes by destruction and rebirth. This is the period this month of October, this supermoon that ended September on the 30th, the stationing direct of the goddess of death and transformation and rebirth, Oya, as Pluto, stationing direct on the 1010 portal, Friday the 13th, governed by the Queen of Heaven, Venus, on Friday the 13th. This solar eclipse that is still handing everybody their ass. And just so you know, we'll be feeling the energy of that solar eclipse that happened 2 weeks ago. I hope you got your big girl, big boy, big person draws on, because we'll be feeling the energy and the magnitude of that eclipse for the next 6 months. That energy ain't going nowhere, no time soon, right? So, and then we're in the month of the ancestors. The October is the month of the ancestors. Everywhere in every culture, October is always acknowledged as the month of the ancestors. This death, transformation, and rebirth that governs this month. Our closening, deepening our relationship with the ancestral realm. us paying homage to the deities that govern and maintain the balance of the underworld. Hecate, Oya, Hades, Pluto, Persephone, the fates, Oya as the balancer of the scales of justice. The only way that that can happen is for that has been hidden in the unseen realm to come to light, right? So it's a great way to start this reading. The next card is also, like I said, all three of our cards are stone cards. It is the exemplar of the stones. It is rare that this card comes out. I do not know why. I've been reading from this deck for 7 years. I can count on one hand how many times I've pulled this card. Quite interesting. You can count on one hand how many times I've pulled this card, the exemplar of the stones. The exemplar of the stones is equivalent to the king of pentacles or coins in the traditional deck. The card's name is the earth is eternally fertile. The overall theme of the card is the source of receiving is giving. The source of love is loving. The source of bountiful harvest is planting seeds. Come on. I'm going to keep talking about this feng shui. This I Ching reading that I did last week. Because I told y'all it was the first time I pulled out the I Ching, my I Ching deck, my I Ching oracle in a long time. I haven't read from the I Ching in about 2, maybe 3 years. And so I pulled the I Ching out last night because I was like, you know what, let's switch it up so I can get a little variety. Y'all have an option. Do you want me to read you? Did you want me to pull the I Ching for you? Or do you want me to pull the tarot for you? Both powerful oracles. And I pulled the Fu card last week. And I have been railing on this card ever since I pulled it. Because the Fu card said, what? Now I'm paraphrasing. But the Fu card said several things. It said, one, the main theme of the Fu card was stop planting dumbass seeds and expecting anything but a dumbass harvest. It said plant new seeds if you want to reel in gains. Stop planting this. It said stop planting seeds of uncertainty, self-denial, and self-criticism and expecting something else as the harvest. Stop planting seeds of self-denial. Stop planting seeds of fear and uncertainty and expecting a different outcome. This card, listen. The card says the earth is eternally fertile, but it can only give what you're giving. It can only give what you are giving, baby. If you are planting seeds of fear and uncertainty, sadness, despair, hopelessness, self-denial, what is your harvest inevitably going to be? Stop wishing that you want this, and this, but in your day-to-day behavior and action, you are planting seeds that will not ever yield what you say out your mouth you want, you desire. This card here say, if you want to receive something, that you got to give something. What did the first card say? Go out here and feed my babies. That's what this card say. Honor the process. Honor the cyclical process. Recognize that the most humble, the crawlers, the roly-polies and maggots and all that stuff, they are giants. They are big. Go feed my babies. Go make an offering to the goddesses asking nothing in return, just to say thank you so much for what it is you do. Let me feed your crawlers. Let me feed your creatures, so I can honor the certainty of the birth, death, and transformation cycle. Huh? This card here says if you want to receive something, you got to give something. It is the law. The source of loving is to love. The source of love is to love. The source of a bountiful harvest is planting the right seeds. You cannot get a bountiful harvest if you are planting seeds of poverty and uncertainty. Oh. You understand? Listen, this card here say, there is no need for any of you to work harder or longer. All you need do is understand and recognize the cycles and sources of life. Don't work harder. Don't work longer. Be still. Be quiet. Recognize. Remember the cycles of life. This is the maturity of your earth cycle. Spend as much, listen to what this card is saying, y'all. Spend as much time as possible deepening your understanding of renewable energy, recycling resources, reincarnation, rejuvenation, and the reaching of optimal physical vitality. It says, look at aging as autumn's glory and winter's sleep. Whatever you put into the body now prepares it for the next life. Listen, it says the ancestors are alive within us. Your bodies have become the stones, the soil, the plants, our food, ourselves. We shall become our grandchildren. We are the future, and we shall live again in the future that we are creating right now. Contemplate this magnificent cycle. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card. You see the serpents crawling across the bottom of her skirt? Reiterating the energy of the first card that I read for this. You see the beautiful serpents intertwining on her skirt? Reiterating the beautiful message of the first card. Again, honoring and recognizing the cyclicity of the planet and our role in it. Go out there and feed my babies. Be mindful that if you want a bountiful harvest, you have to plant bountiful seeds. Seeds that are certain to yield what it is you say you want. What am I saying? All the time. Right here. She says, we are the future because we will become our grandchildren. And we shall live again in a future that we are creating in this moment. What do I say all the time? What do I say about the temple of evolutionary emergence? That we are the conscious and willful, ecstatic co-creators and architects of the world that we want to see made well. That's what we say. That we are the architects of the future. And what do architects do? We build and we vision right now that world. And we contribute to the building of that world in every moment. With every word that spills from our lips, with every action that we take out in the world, and every interaction with every other human. This is the world. This is the work. Right? And this card says, look, make no mistake, whether you got grandchildren or not, you come back. What is the world that you want to come back to? What is the world you want to leave for your offspring, for your relatives? Because somebody asked me yesterday, what if I ain't got no kids? I ain't going to have no grandkids. That's okay. You got relatives. You got DNA. You got blood somewhere. You understand? We come back. And so this, greetings, Yellow Rose. This was a great card. This is, like I said, it's so never happens that in a 3-card throw, I'm getting three of the same suit. The last card in this 3-card throw of Medicine Woman deck is the 5 of Stones, and I have pulled this card, I know, 5 times in the last week. I have pulled this card, I know, 5 times in the last week. So you see, there's a bunch of women dancing in the background. It looks like the 2 women, like it looks like one might be a mentor, gifting something or awarding something to the other. There's all this food, the harvest at their feet. And all the women in the background turned up. They all dancing. They all juking. See? This is the 5 of Stones. See how beautiful that card is? Okay. So the 5 of Stones that I have pulled, I know, 5 times this week. It's called the Great Giveaway, or the Giveaway. This card is about, it's about our perspective, about our lives, okay? This card too is timely because over the last 2 weeks, we have been inundated with a barrage of propagandized information about what is happening in the Middle East. I know that this is what this card is about. This card is challenging you to not get subdued by the perception of loss, the perception of like despair. Okay, the giveaway is, so this card is about our, like when something happens, when something leaves, we see it as a loss. The card is telling you to see it differently. See it as a giveaway. See it as a giveaway instead of seeing it as a loss, so that you have the opportunity through this changed perspective to release through the giveaway, through the perception of the giveaway, so that you can receive, so that you can bring in. Because again, stones are about what? Wealth. Stones are about wealth, right? The card is telling you that, one, there are some risks that you need to take to power up, to level up, to evolve. And this risk you need to take is based on the fact that in the past, probably the recent past, you have held back your talents, your abilities. You have been silent about your true convictions. Reevaluate your position. Take stock of your current resources and review the lessons of this card. Reimagine your future. But be relaxed in this process, because what does the card that I've been pulling a lot last week say? It says, it is only through a well-relaxed and peaceful self that I can do my best work. Talking about spirit, right? This card says, relax as you reimagine your future to get ready. It says, relax to get ready because massive change is coming and it is near. It says, change is near, right? This card this card is a power up card, but it's asking you to relinquish like a poverty mentality, a scarcity mentality, a mentality of loss, to redefine the perspective, right? I mentioned this thing happening across the seas because it is easy for us to devolve into kind of like crisis mode or crisis consciousness or really internalize, especially these images that they're showing all over the news. It's so eerily familiar. It's so eerily familiar. They're showing all of these hurt Palestinians, babies hurt, women hurt. The only Palestinians. Sounds eerily familiar to what happens here. We never see white body people hurt on TV, injured on TV, oppressed on TV. We only see black and brown body people hurt, injured, killed, murdered on TV. It is a process of shocking. It is a process of demoralizing. It is a process of continued disempowerment through fear mongering. Doesn't mean that what is happening is not catastrophic and not, and we shouldn't be moved by it. But ask yourself, what is the purpose to be seeing all of these images bombarding our consciousness all day, every day? Right? This card is saying, look, this whole spread is saying we have the ability. This is not some esoteric woo-woo statement I make. We have a real opportunity to change the global perspective, but we cannot do that without what? Planting new seeds. The only way we get a new outcome, a new harvest, a new future is to plant new seeds. We cannot keep cyclically over and over and over again falling victim to narratives they create to siphon life force from us. We can't, man. I get it. But I just told y'all Sunday, I've been on my timeline checking out my Facebook memories from the last 2 weeks. And every year for the last 11 years, I'm not joking, I'm taking freaking screenshots of this shit. Every year for the last 11 years, this month, there's been some conflict in Israel. Just last year, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago, 13 years ago. Every year, this month, they were coming back to my feed all week for the last 2 weeks. Conflict in Israel. Why this week? Why this month? For the same reason I've been telling y'all all month to power up. These are the cyclical patterns that this deck is telling you to be mindful of, to be aware of, to pay attention to, so that you are not every 2 years or so thrown back into chaos. Thousands of people in the streets of Los Angeles every day around what's happening. But what is happening in Israel and Palestine has been happening. It is, again, not to make light of it, but it is to say, what is it that's happening behind closed doors that every October, this is the time that something jumps off in Israel and Palestine? The month of justice, the month governed by the scales of justice, Libra, the goddess Libra. Every freaking October, go back through your memories. Because I was posting on it all the way back since I was in the party. I've been getting memories. This month, I've been getting memories from my time all the way back in the party, which is years ago. I quit the party in 2008, 2009. Every October, something gonna jump off about Israel and Palestine. Every October. This is the cycles that these cards ask you to recognize, to be still and reimagine. Plant new seeds if you expect a different harvest. That's what this says. Feed the humble, knowing that they are magnificent. Make offerings to the mother. And make sure that those offerings are offerings with her creatures that are the most rejected, the most, hated, are fed and fed well. It's a discipline to remove your scraps every time you eat food and save them and make a concerted effort to go somewhere in nature and give them back to the earth, knowing that the mother's creatures will be fed, knowing that the blessing, the ashe of that offering is going to power you up. You understand? Those are the three cards from the medicine woman deck. Now I'll also pull three cards from the I Ching. Okay. I'll show you all these cards too. They won't, image wise, there are no images. It's just the hexagrams, but I can still show them to you if you're interested. But the first card that I pulled is the Shao Shu, which is the accumulating card. Okay, I accept it. Listen. Now I do not listen. I'm just trying to tell you. Spirit has got an attitude right now. How did you keep saying the same thing 1,000 times? 1,000 times you keep saying it. This is the Shao Shu. This is the hexagram for the Shao Shu accumulating card. Okay? The Shao Shu says that great achievements come about step by step. Step by step. That's the interpretation of the card. Great achievements come step by step. Now, what does this have to do with other reading? What are the crawlers? What about the crawlers? What about the snake card? The crawlers. The breaking down to create something great. What did she say about this card? They are humble and great. They are humble and great. It's the step by step that provides great achievements. The transformations of the card. Remember, I was telling you last week with the I Ching, you have 6 transformations that represent your 6 chakras, starting from your root chakra. Starting from your third eye, which is the number 6, going all the way down to your root chakra, which is the number 1. And the interpretation is the crown chakra. So I already told you the interpretation, which is the great achievements come about step by step. The first transformation is rest and reflect. What did this last card say? What did the last card say? The giveaway said, reimagine your future. Reassess who you are right now so that you can reimagine your future. It says, reevaluate your position. This is a mental discipline to reflect so that you can reimagine your future. That's what the goddess deck said. Here, the I Ching is reiterating from the cards we just pulled in the previous deck. Rest and reflect. Here, this is what it says. This is the 6th chakra. Rest and reflect, because this is the step by step that brings about great achievements. Yes, Yellow Rose. Yes, I'm gonna post your comment right up here. Yellow Rose says, "Dang, the humble and great making the greatest impact." Absolutely. Who is the humble and the great? Is this card just talking about the worms and the crawlers? The interpretation for the card says, let me see, because the interpretation for the card says, yes, watch the crawlers, recognize the crawlers, but also see yourself in them, the humble and the great. Okay? The next interpretation is helping others enhances you. Sincerity and honesty alleviate anxiety and fear. Sincerity and honesty alleviate anxiety and fear. Surround yourself with like-minded companions. Now I want to say something about this. I did a reading for a woman today, a private reading for a woman today. And part of her reading talked about, the card was the Teaching Lodge of the Arrows. I love that card. The Teaching Lodge of the Arrows. And the Lodge cards are about preparing a space. The lodge is about your immediate surroundings, whether it's your home, whether it's the people that you kick it with, whether it's the music you listen to, the images you take in. It is about your immediate surroundings and the impact that those surroundings have on you. That's all the lodges, right? In this day. But the teaching lodge of the arrows in particular, babe, it is saying you, all of you have a world. You have come here to create. And in order to do that, you have to prepare a teaching lodge. This teaching lodge has you to look back to those people, those great leaders who have already executed in some way or another those things that you would like to accomplish. It tells you to surround yourself on all sides by only images, sounds that support this trek that you're making through life. It specifically says there is no time, this week in particular, there is no time and no space available for images of fear, despair, poverty, distress, strain. Now, some of you will see this as spiritual bypassing. It is not. It is saying, create in your immediate surroundings the world that you want to see made real. An apartment where the feng shui flows beautifully. The music is always uplifting and full of love and hope and certainty, right? Where these things become the confirmation all the time of that world that you want to see made real. The world still exists the way that it does outside of your lodge. When you go out, you will still be aware of those things that are happening in the world. And in your immediate space, be surrounded by books and by art and by music and by those things that power you up, that affirm in your immediate space that this is the world you're trying to create. Okay? And so here it says, surround yourself with like-minded companions. What does it mean to be surrounded by like-minded companions? What was the other card that we pulled? The Five of Stones. It has her, the mentor and the mentee, surrounded by dancing women. Anyway, allow yourself to be guided back to the proper path. All errors can be corrected this way. So this is the Shao Shu. The next card in the I Ching is the Fang. The Fang, it's called, this card is the abundance card. The abundance card, the interpretation. I cannot believe how these cards fell tonight, yo. The interpretation for this card is that the harvest is plentiful. What did I say? The middle card was the harvest is plentiful. I ain't making this up. Remember this card from the Medicine Woman throw we just did? The exemplar of the stones, and you see she got the corn and she's sitting in a harvest basket with the snakes from the previous card on her skirt. You see that? What is the name of the card? The earth is eternally fertile. Now here I am reading from the I Ching. In the middle card, same position as this card was, the middle card on the three cards throw. The middle card, the Fang, which is abundance. And the interpretation says the harvest is plentiful. That just happened. That just happened. The harvest is plentiful. Goals are met and plans pay off handsomely. This blessed state is temporary. Be joyful and be generous. The transformations for the card is take care not to let your wealth isolate you. You are poised and rewarded for your labors. The future looks bright. And in the shadows, you see things most others don't, and meet a valuable ally. I love this. I love this. Hidden in the shadows, you see things most people don't, most others don't, and meet a valuable ally. What are these things hidden in the shadows, hidden in the dark, that are valuable? It's still the energy of the crawlers. It's still the energy of the ancestors. It's still the energy of the realm and the domain of Hecate and Persephone and Hades and Pluto and Oya. That wealth resides there. This is the abundance card. Wealth resides in the domain of the unseen. This is what I'm saying. It says if you care, you will be rewarded and praised for your labors. This is about the harvest of these two cards, right? You may be privy to secrets, but acting on them earns you hostility. Speak truth anyway. You meet a much needed mentor. Allow the relationship the time that it needs. Well, okay. Well, I just had this conversation with the woman that I read for today. She was like, yeah, I've been feeling like I really need a mentor. And I said, she's like, well, how will I know if it's the right person? I said, well, I've always heard the saying, I don't know who it comes from, but I've always heard the saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. You don't have to look. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. So this card says that a much needed mentor will be coming in your path. So if that speaks to you, that's for you. Now, I function in ways for you as a mentor through this medium here, but it may be something much more personal and direct for you, depending upon what it is you need. This week, be open. Clear your eyes, quiet your mind, get plenty of rest and relaxation so that you can recognize Spirit and she is doing her best work through you. The last card, and I think I'm going to end this way. Yeah, because that'll be right on time. It's 10:35. The last card is the Qiang. The Qiang is the humility card. Okay? So, let's see. Okay. The interpretation for the card. Oh, simplicity and modesty keep you unfettered. This word fettered and unfettered has been coming up a lot this week. I don't know what that's about. I haven't sat with it long enough, but I'm like, this word that's an old word. People don't really use that anymore. And all of a sudden, for like a week, I've been hearing this word fettered and unfettered. Fettered and unfettered a lot in the last week. This is a warning card. This card is about humility. What did the crawlers say? The crawler's card is about what? Humility and greatness. Humility and greatness. Or greatness and humility. Right? So this card's name, the Qiang, is humility. Simplicity and modesty keep you unfettered. Avoid false modesty is the first interpretation or the first transformation. Be ruthless in claiming the resources you need, though. I like this. Oh, shit. I like this. Because what did I tell you at the Sunday service yesterday? What was yesterday? Yesterday was Sunday, right? Was yesterday Sunday? Yesterday was Sunday. What did I tell you on the service yesterday? But the message for the week was make a scene, bitch. Make a scene. Take up space. Make a scene. Make a scene. This card says avoid false modesty. Be ruthless in claiming the resources that you need. Oh my God. This card is a word. Gina. Shit. This card is a word. It says avoid false modesty. We ain't got time for that shit. Be ruthless in claiming the resources that you need. This is a whole word. This card was for me, child. This card was for me this week. uh, Solak. Did I pronounce that right? Solak. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the comment. Maybe this card was for me. I just told y'all yesterday, about this thing that happened when I went to go do ceremony, dancing and ceremony for me. And these women came down on me, violating and all of this stuff. And Spirit was like, that happened because you didn't make a scene. You didn't take up space. How is my IG be messing with me? I ain't been on here an hour and IG is trying to shut my shit down. So if you're on IG and you're actually watching, I'm gonna have to redo. Actually, I'm probably not. I'm gonna close out on IG for the night. So you can watch me on YouTube. I'm only gonna be here for a little longer, but that's Daughter of the Fates on YouTube, at Daughter of the Fates. So anyway, this card is for me because I told you, Spirit was like, we ain't got no time for you to be just like, oh, well, I ain't taking up no space. Why they violating? This card say, look, avoid false modesty, girl. Be ruthless in the claiming of the resources that you need. Remain detached from outcomes. Excuse me. Handle your business without fuss or fanfare. Your innate power is obvious. Just be sincere and proceed respectfully and cautiously. Okay? So, humility. Yeah. Humility. Okay. Yes. So, I think I am going to end there. That was actually a really, really good reading. I'm going to have to revisit this channel card. That was a whole word. Even this phone card on abundance, baby. I don't know what to talk about. I love doing these readings. I love how effortlessly they fall, and like they fall in a way that they're like, I want you to know, I want you to see, I want you to see. I love that. But we're wide open right now. And so I would encourage you all this week, because of the gravity. Thank you, Asia. Thank you so, so much. The gravity, because sometimes I'll be in here hype, and I'm like, man, maybe everybody ain't as hype as I am. Maybe everybody ain't seeing what I'm seeing. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate the feedback. This week, get a reading. This blood moon is going to be deep. This blood moon is going to be deep. Okay? Be prepared to do ritual this week. I keep telling y'all, if y'all research on your own, everything that you will read will tell you, don't do rituals on the blood moon. Don't do rituals on the solar eclipse. It's bad luck. We can't handle that kind of power. That's what they say. We can't handle that kind of power. Wait till afterwards to do your rituals. And I reject it. I got right out there on that mountain, on that solar eclipse, and conducted ritual. And I damn well should have. Because that white boy got up on that mountain and conducted ritual. I'll be honest, I was out there as the great balancer, baby, as the great harmonizer. Because if I'd gone against my instinct and went on out to Utah like I had planned to, we wouldn't have been the wiser about what happened up there on that mountain, on that eclipse. So that was a confirmation. When I was telling you all week, everything I had read, everything I had heard about doing ritual on a solar eclipse was taboo, was faux pas, avoid it, wait at least 48 hours before you do ritual. And I was telling y'all all week I rejected. I'm about to go up on this mountain and get this work in. If I'd not rejected it, if I'd not rejected that narrative, there would have been no witnesses that recognized what happened on that mountain, and the obscenity, the crime, that unfolded on that mountain as this scientist conducted ritual with unwitting support by almost 500 people. Tell me that's any different than what's happening on this TV. The conducting of ritual and the eliciting of our unwitting energy in it. That's what happened on that mountain. So I'm saying again, I reject it. I reject you. Get out there, and women have to get out here and start doing these rituals, preferably together. It would have been so much more impactful, so much more powerful if there had been just two other women out there with me, standing out in opposition to the face of white patriarchal supremacy, chanting down the mother at the height of this eclipse with a sea of all the races at his feet, chanting with him. And we was out there singing to the mothers, chanting up the mothers, calling her up from her sleep. You see, we women have to start doing this shit seriously and deeply and in circles and in outdoor spaces and under the moon. Now, if you have me till, I still ain't made no plans for this blood moon. So if there are any of you in the area, I live in Los Angeles, if there are any of you in the area ready to get it in, then let's go ahead and establish that we're going to do a ritual this Saturday under the light of this blood moon, this lunar eclipse in Taurus, governed again by the Queen of Heaven, Venus. Now, if you live in the Los Angeles area or within 2 hours in the Los Angeles area, you're like, I'm with it. I'm with it. If you don't live in the Los Angeles area, if you're just tuning in and you're like, look, I want to make this shit pop where I'm at too. Tell me what I need to do and how many people I need to get. A minimum of 3. I need to do gangster ass rituals with 2 women. Me and another. So, yes, Samara. Are you in Los Angeles, Samara? Samara, are you in Los Angeles? Are you in the Los Angeles area at all? Southern California? Samara, K-O? So email me blood moon magic. Email me blood moon magic in the header. Blood moon magic at releaseheartcenter@gmail.com. releaseheartcenter@gmail.com. Just email me in the header. Girl, then we need to know each other. Samara, we need to know each other. So email me at releaseheartcenter@gmail.com. releaseheartcenter@gmail.com. And oh shit, well come on in, girl. We need to know each other. We'll be in Compton on Saturday. Listen, okay, so email me Samara K-O at releaseheartcenter@gmail.com. Let's go ahead and corral a few women up. You feel me? So we can make this shit pop on Saturday. Alright? That's the plan. We gonna pull a jack move on Saturday. For those of you who are tuning in from further away, email me anyway, so that we can do a singular collective ritual at the same time, no matter where we are. Okay? And it don't just have to be women. If you male, if you the genders in between, email me so that we can set a time and a time of day, a time of evening on Saturday to pull a jack move. Call me, email me from wherever you are. Okay? Let's do this. I'll go ahead and develop the ritual. I'd already been thinking about it anyway. I've been saving for it anyway. So let's go ahead and create the ritual. Those of you who are local, let's go ahead and get our big girl draws on, get a couple of tiki torches and hike up one of these mountains, you feel me? and set it off. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to close down for the night. I will see you guys tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the reading of Pure Lust, Elements of Feminist Philosophy by Mary Daly. In the meantime, I want to wish you, all right, y'all, Rose, yay! Y'all email me now. Everybody me, okay, Whimsical Moon Fairy, everybody email me. releaseheartcenter@gmail.com, so I can make a list. I can create the ritual, and we agree on the time. All right. So releaseheartcenter@gmail.com. I will get back in touch with you guys within 24 hours. In the meantime, I want to tell you good night. Join me tomorrow for the continued reading of Pure Lust, Elemental Feminist Philosophy by Mary Daly. And I wish you all a good night. All right, Whimsical Moon Fury. Revisit the live. It was a good one, I think. Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah. So thank you all so much. I appreciate you all so much. I really, really do. And make sure to like, share, subscribe, send my YouTube channel information to everyone that you can, because I still need 233 subscribers to monetize my page. So that is our homework for the week. Let's see if I can get these 233 subscribers this week. That's all our homework this week. Tag people in my stuff, share my stuff with people on all your social media. Let's see if I can get these 233 subscribers this week. Okay? Appreciate you all. Y'all have a good night. Sleep deep.